Glinda is a terrible person. Nobody should be celebrating her, and she's basically the story of America, a white woman being praised off the backs and the works of black people. This is your spoiler warning for Wicked for Good. Now, let me get this out of the way first. What I'm about to say in this video is not a commentary on whether I enjoyed the musical Wicked or whether I enjoyed the movie Wicked for Good. I've already made a video of what I thought of Wicked for Good. I enjoyed it, but you can check out that video. And it's not a commentary on Ariana Grande and her performance as Glinda. This is just a commentary on the character. Let me remind you, in the first movie, that the only reason that Glinda and Elphaba are friends, and I use that term very loosely, is because of the Oz Dust Ball scene. Now, don't get me wrong. I still cry to this day because of this scene, because it was a beautifully acted and crafted scene. But Glinda only came to Elphaba's defense is because Elphaba got Glinda something that she couldn't have gotten on her own. She got Glinda into Madame Morrible's sorcery class. And because Elphaba got her into that class, now she suddenly felt guilty that people were making fun of Elphaba because of the hat. But Glinda gave her that hat knowing that people would make fun of her when she showed up at the ball. And jump into the second movie where we got the song Girl in the Bubble, which they should have kept this song. I think this song was one of the weaker parts of the second movie. But we see that everything about Glinda is a performance. She does good just for the sake of being idolized, being admired, being worshipped. And because she's so addicted to the love and admiration, that's why she's so willingly able to be silent for the last 5 years when all of Oz is trash talking her so-called friend Elphaba. But she says, you think I like hearing them talk this way about her? But then why aren't you doing anything about it? And honestly, her reaction reminds me of a lot of white people that will say things like, oh, I have friends that have said racist things around me, or I have family members that will say racist things around me, but then you don't say anything because you don't want to make yourself uncomfortable confronting them. But somebody like Fiyero has put his body and reputation on the line for what he actually believes to be right. And it's honestly the perfect example of like a good white ally or accomplice and a terrible one. And she was ultimately rewarded with the Grimoire and access to magic by the end of the movie, not because she actually deserved it, but it was off the back, the work, and the reputation of Elphaba being the Wicked Witch of the West, where Elphaba was actually the chosen prophesized one that we saw from the first movie. Because also, let's not forget, the only reason Glinda had the opportunity to become Glinda the Good is because Elphaba said, come with me to the Emerald City. The wizard didn't want Glinda. Even Glinda knows she sucks as a person, because that's why she started singing Girl in the Bubble in the first place. Elphaba sang a song, No Place Like Home, to convince the animals to fight for what they think is right, to fight for their home in Oz, only for her to realize no matter what, these people are going to hate her simply because of the color of her skin, and there's nothing that she can do about it. And even though Elphaba is the one that liberated the monkey, she wanted to fight for a better Oz in general. Glinda is the one that's going to get credit for it, the white woman, not Elphaba. And while I know the original source material, Elphaba wasn't a white woman, and it was also a commentary on like Jewish stereotypes and everything like that, especially with the witch, the hook nose, all of that stuff. But it's still at its core a story about skin color discrimination. And while I do think Cynthia and Ariana have incredible chemistry together, and I love when Glinda and Elphaba are together on screen, Glinda is still a terrible person and never really was Elphaba's true friend. The only person that has truly ever had Elphaba's back was Fiyero Tigular. So if anyone should have got an original song and was actually changed for the better, it was really Fiyero.